say this. We need to be more like the Mexicans.
All right, chat. This is what me and him going. This is where I got a lot to say about what he's saying. Let me just say it like that.
What, drunk wage slaves? Drunk? Oh, they live all together. It'd be 10 of them in one house. That sounds appealing. I'm cool.
Now, he's making a point about how people talk about the Mexican community, like myself. Like, I love the Mexicans. I ain't gonna lie. Now, in my opinion, I think as much as I love the brother and I think he speaks very intelligently, I think he's taking a low blow at the community by saying this. Um, and 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 we as black people cope and deal like look at all this weed I got. Like we deal and cope with our traumas a certain way too, and the things that we got to go through. So I think the call, and I know he wasn't purposely generalizing. You know, he's talking. You know, but I just wouldn't look at the Mexican community and say what he's saying. But the part where I think is black people, where it tends to now juxtapose our experience versus a Mexican American experience. I think that's where I do agree with him when the conversation is juxtaposed against each other, but how he speaks or his interpretation or his delivery to get to his point about the Mexican community. I just don't agree with the delivery and how he's saying it, but when he juxtapose it, shout out to Iran in the building. When he juxtapose it up against the black community, now we can start to have a conversation.
I like it.
I don't want to live on top of each other. I think we can achieve unity.
What do you mean?
I feel like there are things that they probably look at like, okay, there are 10 of us in one house, and look at our family values. Look at what we have.
That's why I didn't
that
agree.
purpose.
Right. That's why I didn't agree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
They have their own thing.
they have not only that, like he's gonna go into like the Indian families as well. What's up, Goat? He said, "What's good, gang?" Shout out Goat in the building. Goat said, "I hate you." Okay, Goat, heard that. But yeah, chat. No, I gotta agree with that though, babe. I do gotta agree with that.
And community outside of being huddled up in the fucking house together, 10 deep, with 10 kids. It's 10 adults, 10 kids. Have you spent any time around these people? They work hard. They work hard, sun up to sundown, being underpaid to benefit people who know that they're undocumented and use them for cheap labor. The same way they're going to use.
They live like that in Mexico.
They don't, but
So, a lot of them do though. They're very family oriented. Like they.
oh no, that yes,
They
at
love
that
to have
point
a
yes.
big family
But what I
together.
was happy 420. Shout out Frank in the building. Happy 420. Happy 420 gang. Live in the UK. Shout out UK in the building. Shout out UK. Shout out Iran. Everybody in America that's watching right now. All over the world, man. We love y'all. We love y'all. Hey, go everywhere though. Shout out to the GOAT all in the chats. But yeah, baby. Happy 420, everybody. Y'all see me with the big 420 jars. I got a bunch of weed right here. We got a bunch of weed right here. We got another bunch of weed in the cup, baby. Bunch of weed right here. Shout out to the gang, 420 gang. You know what I'm saying? Hey, thanks, GOAT. Love you, GOAT. Shout out to Frank. Frank say peace to the planet. Yeah, let's get into it.
The same way they use prisoners for cheap labor. And now you behind enemy lines, which make you a prisoner and subjected to cheap labor. Yeah, of course you're getting drunk. Drunk as fuck, go home, beat the shit out.
See, now look.
Your wife.
So he said, of course you're going to get drunk. Now, he overstepped when he said, go home and beat the shit out your wife. Because that's a generalization about Mexican men. And I wouldn't want nobody to say no shit like that about black men. So he cooking, but the stove a little bit too hot on that one. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a very much generalization. Not only that, you're empathizing to criticize. You can't empathize to criticize. He's understanding their plight. He's understanding that Americans wouldn't have orange juice or produce or strawberries or cucumbers or anything without Mexicans. He's acknowledging that, but still ostracizing and still condemning them if they're using coping mechanisms through such as alcohol. And again, I state that a lot of black people have coping mechanisms due to a lot of things that are systemic and cultural and things like that. So I just don't agree with that delivery. I wouldn't have said it that way. But again, you don't agree with everything everybody say. You know what I mean?
And keep her pregnant and barefoot. They keep their women barefoot and pregnant, but we don't say shit about that. We don't like to talk about that because they try to benefit others with these stereotypes. You fall into the hard-working stereo. Oh, the Mexicans, hard workers. Yeah, they gassing you up so you can go do the cheap labor. And you think you're going to achieve the American dream, and maybe 1 out of 15,000 of y'all that come over here does achieve an American dream, and you think it's an achievable thing. I'm at the construction sites. I see niggas clearly in their 60s out there still building homes. That's what we should aspire to. I'm good. Indians come over here, they get businesses, right? You know about how the Patel family got created a monopoly on the hotel industry? When they came over here, this is what they do. They buy a hotel, they move everybody out. They fire all the staff. They reserve 1 or 2 rooms. They move their family over here. The family comes over, works for free, essentially. And because they don't have to pay anything in labor, and they create their own supply, like they create a supply chain. Whatever's in competition, they just give a lower rate. Put another hotel out of business, buy that hotel, so on and so forth, right? But niggas live in a hotel.
So that again, this is where I'm going to disagree with him. I don't find it funny and I don't find it comedy that people sacrifice to have a greater goal. And you're saying that you brought up the Patel family, and you're saying that they're successful, but the strategy is what you knocked. That's not. I'm not here to debate, bro, either. Let me state that too. I love this guy. I love everything that he presents, his conversations that he presents. And I think right or wrong, he's one of those people, in my opinion, my personal opinion, he's one of those people that are just going for the gusto and speaking real truth. And it may be some fluxes in there that we would all may say, hey, this could have been delivered better or said better or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, yeah, that's just my opinion. Like, but I just feel like I said, this ain't a debate. I'm actually agreeing with literally 90% of everything he's saying. I'm stopping y'all to say I wouldn't deliver it that way.
Jamie Foxx.
And it ain't that. It's a quality inn.
And King's Tower.
And King's Tower. It's a Sunset Inn. It's a Motel 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, let's aspire to that. Let's aspire to live in a fucking hotel where from up.
So again, here we go. He said, yeah, let's aspire to that. Let's aspire to live in a fucking hotel. But he's negating how successful they are from this formula. Right? They don't live in a hotel anymore. They're fucking rich motherfuckers living in mansions and compounds and shit. Right? They're masters of the hotel industry. Right? So you're saying don't do that. You're I don't get the argument, because that's a blueprint for success. So like I said, I'm not here to debate the brother. I hope it don't sound like I am. I wouldn't have said that, because I get your point. That's not our plight. But I wouldn't knock the formula if it's successful and these people have not become multimillionaires or even billionaires. That's not you're not.
For most black people, living in a hotel means you on fucking rock bottom. Like you are homeless. And how you gonna run the hotel if you're not there? So you talking about niggas pulling 16, 12-hour shifts on a split. And your family, you come over here, you don't know language, you don't understand the culture, and you live in a fucking hotel, and you clean up rooms and doing all this labor damn near for free. Yeah, Indians aren't on gas station and hotel plantations. Go to the gas station, see the nigga who own it, and tell me he ain't been there since 8 a.m. Day in, day out, 365. Hey, if that's your idea of financial freedom, have at it. I don't want to own a gas station if I gotta live in that bitch. But we look at that as something to aspire to. White people are just miserable drug addicts that they live in a mental prison that they created. The standards they created, they can't achieve. That's supremacy? That's what I'm supposed to aspire to? No, I aspire to be what I already am. And I aspire to get back all the things we lost.
Great point.
That's my aspiration. We talked about it on Patreon episode. We're going to get back to the church. Mm-hmm. We're going to lead a religion, and we're going to get back to the church. Mm-hmm. We're going to have experts come in to teach us about agriculture. Tradesmen come in, teach us about the trades. Doctors come in, teach us about health and nutrition. All black. I'm telling you, that's my 5-year plan. And we're going to let you niggas sully it. Mm-hmm. We'll be right back at this quick commercial break. We back now. I know all my business folks, my entrepreneurs gonna say, what you saying? We shouldn't aspire to own businesses?
No, it's not what he's saying.
Come on.
He's just saying that's not what he's saying. He's just saying, hey, the Indians, the Pakistanis, the Chinese, the Japanese, everybody got their strategy, everybody got how they do things. Now it's time for us to have a way that we do things.
Let's not be dense. I understand that we're gonna need our own. I understand we're gonna need our own gas stations. But let's start in the places where we operate. Let's start in the places where we already spend our money. Beauty supply stores, that's where we should start. Nail salons, we should start there. And we gotta stop capping each other.
Well, that would be a contradiction to his earlier point about beauty standards. Right? He has a point there. He has a point. But that point would be contradictory in a small sense to his earlier statement about beauty standards. And that living up to beauty standards for women are white women's beauty standards that'll never be achieved. And black women need to come up with their own beauty standards. Right? But he's right in the sense of this is where we do spend our money. And I don't spend my money at, well, that's cap. I do spend my money at beauty supply stores. I'm a bald man with a beard. I'm always in a beauty supply store. My girl buy my products from beauty supply stores. She buy her products from beauty supply stores. So even I guess, I'm harping on the weave. I'm harping on hair weave, low key. But yeah, let's get to it.
Trying to whack niggas' heads off just because they walk into business. I'm going to say it again. We got to stop doing business like crack dealers. Asians are extremely robotic. Extremely robotic. They're trying to live up to their own stereotypes of being mathematical geniuses and wizards and intellectually superior to everybody else. That's fine. It's a lot of pressure. And we see how they put the pressure on their kids because what they're really trying to aspire to is to compete with white supremacy. Got ISO Speed over there, flying cars and doing all this shit instead of being called a monkey. Still racist. And got to understand that they're operating robotic because they live off a social credit score. So their politeness is contrived. It's boxed in. It's not real. It's programmed.
Y'all see that? But I told y'all about the social credit score, and I told y'all are going to be the ones that make it happen. The thing that's going to shut us down as people, the thing that's going to control this internet, the thing that's going to make y'all stop saying what's really true is social credit score, and it's going to create a dystopian. It's going to all that shit y'all see on TV, where like you got the people that like live on the outskirts and in the woods, and they're fighting the establishment. All the movies y'all done watch, all the Hunger Games, all the movies y'all done watch, where this dystopian future where there's one side and then there's the other side, because the other side, the people who really have a mind, when y'all accept the social credit score, the people who really have a mind are going to get pushed out. Because if you say something against the current establishment, if the algorithm doesn't like you, it picks you up, and now you can't eat. Now they're cutting off your food source. They're cutting off your credit cards. They're cutting off this. But y'all, how are y'all going to accept it? Because y'all love stimulus. Y'all love free money. As soon as the government give y'all the free money, as soon as the government give y'all the free crypto, and the government crypto shit, this is going to be a government-funded crypto program. As soon as they give y'all their crypto, when y'all sign up for that shit and get that free money, all that shit, all the terms and conditions gonna have to do with social credit score. I'm telling you, and I made that up myself. I'm telling you, I made that up. Nobody, I ain't see that on TV. I ain't see that on YouTube. I'm telling y'all how it's gonna go down, cause y'all like free money. Cause if I was the government, if I wanted to kill the dollar, I give everybody $10,000 in crypto. If you want to kill the dollar, give all these poor, hungry motherfuckers $10,000 in crypto, and tell them they can use that crypto immediately to make purchases. And now Walmart and Target and all the online stores, all of them are overnight gonna be ready to fucking flip the crypto. Let me tell y'all how this works. Let me tell y'all a story on how this works. I grew up in Orlando and lived by Disney my whole life, right? I grew up and lived in Orlando by Disney my whole life. Someone told me that every year when Orlando votes, right? Look at YouTube trying to reconnect now, because they know what it is. They know I'm telling y'all the truth. Every year, right, when Orlando votes on gambling, right? Every year, or every election term, I guess not every year, but every election term, when the county of Orange County, votes on whether they're going to legalize gambling in the city of Orlando or not, Disney always promotes and pays against it. Disney is always against the always against like the gambling, right? Always. But hold on, I want to start this other stream before I say this part, because YouTube, they think they slick. Right? But true or not, Disney every year that you can vote in Orlando to vote for gambling, every year Disney's against it, right? Every year. Every time you can vote, every 4 years term, whatever it is, Disney is always against legalizing gambling in Central Florida. Since forever. But, do y'all know that Disney has purchased and owned underground thousands, and when I say thousands, I mean thousands of gambling tables, slot machines. Disney has an entire 9 casinos already worth of material. You're like, that doesn't make any sense. Well, Disney's ready in case they lose. In case 1 year they lose, they can immediately put all slots, all gambling shit everywhere in Disney. So Disney took the investment to invest in gambling shit, and slot machines, and craps tables, and roulette tables, and by the thousands. And they're just hoarding it. Right? They're just hoarding it. Why? In case they lose. In case 1 year voting is going to be in. I mean, gambling is going to be in Central Florida, in Orlando, in the city of Orlando. Gambling is going to be legal. Well, if they lose that, they're ready to capitalize immediately. That's how this thing works. Sometimes you think people are voting and going against their own best interest. They are not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Nah, these people smart. They play a different game than y'all used to playing. In this society, the game that's being played is played way different than even we can understand. Hey, it ain't for money anymore. It's for control, gang. Said that from the chat. She was kind of ugly. It's crazy.
Programmed. So let's go for the businesses and operate the businesses that we keep afloat. The beauty supply stores are afloat because of us. The nail salons, especially the ones in our neighborhood, are heavily afloat because of us. So we should go for those businesses and rise and grind it out. Let them niggas they can have the gas stations. They can have the hotels until we get to a space where we're going to operate and own our own hotels and gas stations. But we should go where we spend our money the most first. And then we should do business according to how business should be done. Sometimes you got to understand that operating a business doesn't mean you're going to be a millionaire. But if you can make $250,000, $300,000 in profit a year, you're living a good life. You're living a good life. And you're providing a service to the community. And the community feels safe there. And they feel respected there. And they feel welcome. And it feels like home. And of course they're going to want to bring their money back. But when I walk into a place and I feel like a jug, I don't want to come back. I shouldn't feel taken advantage of when I leave.
If y'all don't know what a jug is.
Even down to the food. We should be entrepreneurs. We should own our own businesses. We should walk into places and see ourselves. And we should be greeted with the same respect. And the red carpet should be rolled out for us naturally. Because we should be opening the businesses for ourselves. We see how much money we spend consumer-wise. And I understand we operate a business too. I understand overheads. I understand product costs, all these different things. But you have to get to the point of how many times are you going to flip a day instead of trying to make it all back off of one flip. This is not a drug deal. This is not the drug business. Okay? When they go get their product, their life is at risk. You work in a supply chain. Shout out to Coffee Black. Went to Ethiopia, built his own supply chain. Shout out to Circus Sense. Y'all see it. Black-owned candle company. Mm-hmm. We show her love. She showed us back by customizing us our own candle. Mm-hmm. It don't take nothing to show love, bro. We got to get to a place where we show each other love. But we can't look to any other community to set our own standards. They're not doing it right. If they have a history, why would you look to a society that has a history of killing you, that has a history of always backdooring you, that has a history of only using you for what they can gain from you, a history of violence, a history of addiction, a history of just being in disarray, even within their own communities, creating standards that they can't achieve so they can control? Why are we looking to that as some sort of aspiration or something we need to adopt? You want to?
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I always bring up the plague. It's like he just said something real important. Like, why look up to people and why have aspirations about people or kind of admiration for people who, I mean, really, like, shit. I'm gonna be real, man. We could have let white Europe die. Europe was going when Europe started to become an aristocracy and all that shit, and they started fucking their cousins, and all the kings and queens came out retarded, and then the Black Plague happened. Man, when the Black Plague happened, 2/3 of Europe was gone. 2/3 of a whole country of people was gone, dead. Europe was burying people by the hundreds a day, and I ain't talking about. I'm talking about like towns. Like towns were burying hundreds of people a day from the Black Plague. You see what I'm saying? So I always think about that when motherfuckers think it's some kind of superiority complex. It's like, nigga, if it wasn't for the Moors going to civilize you motherfuckers in Europe, the Moors fucked us over, really, because you could have let Europe be, you could have let the rest of the world come into the 21st century. Europe would have still been recovering. It wouldn't have been no white people. Like, it'd have been like other whites, but it would have been like Europe wouldn't be what it is right now. You wouldn't have like Great Britain and all that shit, and London and their tunnel system. If we'd have let y'all stay, and the Moors would have left y'all in the plague, y'all niggas would be fucked. Y'all numbers of population and all that shit would be fucking horrific, nigga. I would love to see that future. Just left them niggas alone in the plague. Just said, fuck it. They dying over there. Yo, let them be, son. Nah, son. Nah, son. Yo, we should go help them. Nah, son. If you do that, we're going to kill you. You know how white folks love to do experiments, Jekyll and Hyde shit? That's what we should have did. Should have sat back and see what the fuck was going to happen to Europe. Instead of running to them niggas' rescue. Now they don't even thank us. These motherfuckers supposed to not even have a race. Motherfuckers gonna be wiped the fuck out. And y'all really believe Great Britain and London and like these are the posh motherfuckers. The highbrow motherfuckers. Like y'all just stop fucking y'all cousins. Like literally. Like y'all literally just stopped it. And some of y'all still practice the shit to keep the money in the family. Like y'all still inbreeding. But a motherfucker wants you to believe they superior. When they weak genetically, because they just keep inbreeding. Like you want me to believe you superior genetically, and you got some kind of superiority complex. When you interbreeding in your family, ain't no way you could be superior to shit. You's an inbred. The fuck are you superior to? You're not even supposed to be on the planet, bitch. You a ginger. Get him out of here. Bet, you feel like grabbing me a beer? But yeah, chat. I think if we'd have left white folks alone in it, yeah, I just rolled a doobie stoppy. Big duper. I think we'd have left white folks alone in the plague. Like, cause even the white folks in America don't understand. Like, nigga, you understand there was no white people here from, we can like document a certain point, like when the influx of white people started coming to America. Like, white folks be like, hey, this is our country and American heritage. And like, y'all ain't this. Like that's a real delusion. Like be fair. Like white folks, be fair. Now mind you got generational people here, so I understand you're tied to the country, but it's like all that go back where you came from and all that. Like, come on, white people, really? Like y'all the last ones to even come over here. Y'all shouldn't even be saying that. If white folks did their true history, their true fact, and white folks do, it's crazy. They be so pro-American and so like racist and shit, but they be like, yeah, my family's Irish. Yeah, I'm third generation Irish, but they be like the most racist motherfucker. Like, bitch, go back to Ireland and be like that. Go back to Ireland and hate niggas, and your kilt and skirt and twerking and shit. Go do that kick foot twerk shit in Ireland. But they won't. They won't. That's what I find weird about white folks. Like, ain't now one of you motherfuckers from here. Like, it's always a debate whether black people slaves or indigenous American. Nigga, we know you ain't from here, nigga. We know exactly where you from. We know exactly where you from. I think that's the wild shit. It's like this white folks' version of like, they took our jobs. They took our jobs. Like, y'all ain't, come on, man. Like, y'all still pretend like y'all like this shit, like y'all from here. And then white folks don't even address the fact that, bitch, y'all came here running from shit. Let's address that. White people so gun-ho American and this they country, they only second or third or fourth generation. But they so racist and so, oh, this is my country, America, America. You're not even from here. And quick to tell somebody your heritage. But you racist. You think immigrants should go back where they come from. We want you motherfuckers to leave. All you police loving, backwood, hick, inbred motherfucker fucking your sister, cousin, brothers, motherfucker. We want you motherfuckers gone. Go back to y'all, go back over there to white folks land and do that shit.
It's too expensive.
Nah, it ain't. Y'all live in the woods like y'all do out here. Go over there to Europe and find y'all some woods. But they ain't. Y'all ain't started to explore and leave Europe to after the plague because y'all was gonna die. Y'all was ducking the plague from time to time. Burning bodies and all that shit. Happy 420, BJ. Hey, Europe, let's not forget y'all were burning bodies. How many people y'all done had to burn? Y'all ain't know how to dump your doo-doo. Y'all ain't have a sewer system. All your kings and queens was inbred retards. With the gookie, with the like their jaw was pulled out. They bottom and these were y'all kings and queens. This was y'all quote unquote aristocracy. This is y'all aristocracy, huh? And then y'all come out of the plague, revitalize, to kill and maim and take over the planet. Smaller group of people killing everybody. One thing the white man know how to do, act like he your friend before he murder you. We know your tricks. Let me get a hot shoe. Oh, you ate them all? Bitch ass nigga.
Can I put this one in your mouth?
Nigga, I ain't gay. Put that in your daddy mouth, nigga.
Weirdo.
Put that in your fake daddy mouth that you saw today. At the gas station.
Because I'm white, I gotta do some weird incest shit since you on it.
See, good segue, honey. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, chat. But, man, y'all know what I be saying when I be saying what I be saying. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I be saying.